Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. So glad you guys could join us. We have a lot to talk about. I think that's me. I forgot to mute my YouTube. That's my bad. But we've got a lot to talk about today. Alex Caruso is coming back to LA tonight. We're going to talk about that. Chris kind of touched on it last week. We're going to revisit it. And then we're going to talk about this Aaron Rodgers situation again. He's taken another petty move. We'll talk about it all. But first, here's the Fumble Squad. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at Jackie Ray TV.
It's your boy Chris, and you can follow me everywhere at CK2K.
Chris, why are you so much shorter than me? I feel like I gotta slouch down.
Am I? I guess there's a lot of headspace for me. I'm sorry. I have my stream set up. There you go. Sorry.
What's wrong, Chris? What's the sad face for?
I'm going through buyer's remorse right now, Jackie. I was telling them before the show. Look, as a lot of you NBA fans know, the City Edition jerseys went on sale today, and I did a bad thing today, so I'm feeling a little broke. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're good. I'm ready to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's get into the stuff.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
We got to cheer you up because I feel like you have been explaining to do to wifey. So let's have fun while we can. Let's have fun while we can. Let's get into this first need to know because again, you kind of touched on it last week, and I'm going to touch on it again today because now we know. I've said it before, and I think this is a situation where I don't think that the Lakers regret moving on from Alex Caruso, even though he was definitely a fan favorite for us in LA. We loved it. We loved him. But now he's just really leveling up in Chicago. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. What we are seeing in Chicago is just really fun to watch right now between Lonzo, Alex Caruso. I'm happy to see DeMar DeRozan's happy. It's just a really good look. Balling over there, and they're having fun doing it too. That's the thing. It's not like they're just balling. They have great chemistry. They're doing their thing. We all know that Alex Caruso is a straight hustler. He does whatever he can to help his team win. Chris told us about this again last week. So he ended up with the Bulls signing a 4-year, $36.9 million deal, and the Lakers really lowballed him. So let's take a look just so everybody is up to speed if you don't remember. So before Alex Caruso signed with the Bulls, he gave the Lakers a chance to match Chicago's offer. Los Angeles said no. They went back again and wanted something low. So I guess the Lakers' initial offer was less than 2 years for $15 million, which I think is so disrespectful. So basically, Alex was like, if that's what you feel like doing, then we have to move on. And again, I think that hurts because we as the fans know how he put his heart and soul into the team. But I love this play. This play happened last week against the Mavs. And this is just so Alex Caruso, the hustle. And again, this is a good example of the chemistry and the fun these guys are having. So take a look.
This is crazy. And in the past, that play was insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
360. Get mad, Zach LaVine. Get mad.
That was an insane play, like Chris said. And if you don't know, Alex Caruso right now is leading the league in steals. Y'all know that is my favorite stat. He is leading the league in steals. Mm-hmm. So shout out to him. I think it's a beautiful thing. So now here we are. AD, who did we lose against the other night? That it was a very embarrassing loss, and he came out and said that it was embarrassing. Timberwolves. It was embarrassing. AD was like, we sucked. And so we don't have that energy coming off the bench that Alex Caruso would bring a lot of time, which again, if you watch the video this weekend, we talked about maybe Russ needs to come off the bench because we just don't have that spark, that thrust off the bench right now without Alex. So now we got to ask the question, did we do the wrong thing? Did the Lakers jump the gun in sending and saying, hey, Alex, we're good. We're not going to give you any extra money, even though I felt like he proved his worth. Did we jump the gun in that?
That's a loaded question because I think the Lakers would have loved to give him the money, but realistically it wouldn't have worked because you still have to fill a roster. And I think that Caruso was worth every penny. I think that contract that the Bulls put him on made a lot of sense for him. So I'm sure I as much as I'm gonna sit here and hate on the Lakers, I'm sure the Lakers would have wanted to give him more money than they offered him, but they literally financially could not because they had a roster to fill.
Right.
And at the time, they only had like 8 players, 8 players, and you got to have a full roster. I mean, even if you bring in a bunch of nobodies, like I think they did a good job getting at least veteran guys on low contracts like the Wayne Ellingtons and now eventually getting Avery Bradley and stuff like that. So I'm sure in the long run they're going to wish that they probably split the money between him and Taylor Horton-Tucker unless Taylor Horton-Tucker ends up being that guy that every Laker fan thinks he's going to be. But yeah, I definitely think there's a regret there. And I see Kev over there disrespecting Alex Caruso, saying that he's a glorified G League player. All I say to you is I just ask you to watch one Bulls game. That's all I got to say, because that is not true. Alex Caruso is that guy defensively, and he does give you those spark plays offensively, and he's not just out there just getting shine because of his name. He's a solid player. Mm-hmm. Last night, him and Lonzo Ball have 3 steals apiece against the Clippers right now, which the Clippers have been a hot team. Like they're 8. They've been on a crazy winning streak, 7-game win streak, and the Bulls were able to snap that. So yeah, I think that there's just only so much that the Lakers could have actually done. They wanted to get Westbrook. They had to re-sign LeBron. They had to re-sign AD. It's just where they were financially. So I'm sure they regret it, but there's not much else they could have done.
Yeah, no, and I definitely disagree with Kevin Lang. Alex Caruso was, like I said, he was that spark off the bench that we needed time and time again. But I do think some of it is exactly what you said. There was a money situation where they couldn't do it. And then B, sure. I also think the Lakers kind of had that what have you done for me lately kind of mentality, because there were, a couple games in last season where he just scored 0 or 2 points. And that's not what we're used to seeing from him. But I don't necessarily think that's fair, because you should be able to have an off day, an off night without that all of a sudden jeopardizing your future with the franchise. So right. I do think it's a little bit of both, but I'm excited for Alex because he also got a start in Chicago. And Kevin, I feel like you haven't watched the Bulls play, because like I said, I haven't been a huge Lonzo Ball fan, but everything that's happening in Chicago is what's supposed to be happening in Chicago. It is entertaining basketball. It is fun. These guys love playing together, and they're doing a damn good job. Now, that being said, Alex Caruso is always going to be a fan favorite. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to the game tonight, but I told you when I did go, fans had a visceral reaction every time Russell Westbrook came out. They would scream and boo him and tell him he's crap. And now I want to see what happens when Alex Caruso hits the floor. If it's going to be all these cheers and like, we miss you, we love you. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
Of course.
It's going to hurt.
Of course. No, that's
not
exactly
going to hurt, though?
What's going to happen. For y'all, it ain't going to hurt me. I ain't a Laker fan. But, yeah, for Lakers fans, that's definitely going to hurt. He's going to get a standing O. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going to get a huge cheer from the crowd tonight, and that's just what's going to happen. And on top of that, he going to have 3 more steals on y'all head, and then that's going to make you guys even more pissed off, because they're probably all going to be off of bad passes from Russell Westbrook. Yeah, the Russell Westbrook thing has been taking a life of its own. One of my homies, one of my co-hosts for my podcast that I do, he is on that train of, I can't stand Russell Westbrook. He is a huge Laker fan, big Laker fan, but he's one of those guys that you were talking about. And he had valid points, but yeah, he is not happy about it. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a standing O for Caruso tonight. There's no way there isn't.
Yeah, that's going to hurt my feelings. But Alex doesn't seem to have any hard feelings. He's actually looking forward to seeing everybody. Right. So he talked about coming back to LA. So take a listen.
I have thought about it. I've thought about it a little bit. I know there's going to be some emotions on my part, just as far as, it was a special place for me for 4 years. Anytime you win a championship with a team, it's really special coming back. But then, doing it, in LA with the Lakers, one of the, if not the, historically one of the best franchises in the league. It's really special, and the bond I have with the fans, teammates, coaching staff, player development guys, front office, it's still there. It still resonates. We still have great bonds and relationships with them. So it'll be great to see them. But obviously, when the ball goes up, I'll be pretty focused on the game.
Yeah, there's definitely not going to be any hard feelings. It's definitely going to be an interesting situation. I wouldn't expect him to have hard feelings. He just doesn't seem like the type of guy that would have hard feelings, but it's definitely going to be difficult to see this whole love, at least for me, this love for Alex and this hate for Russell is going to just it's gonna hurt my heart. That's all I got to say.
It's gonna be a whole. It's gonna be a movie because this is on top of the Caruso thing. This is just an LA showcase against the Lakers. You got LA boy and DeMar DeRozan coming back, and we know the situation that almost happened between them two. That's a storyline that's also going on right now. Zach LaVine, the LA boy, that every time he goes back to play Lakers, he always has fun games. We know about Lonzo Ball; he's gonna have his cheering section. He always does when he plays against the Lakers. You know, LeVar family gonna be there, but Lonzo got a lot of fans in LA, and then Caruso, like I said, is going to get a standing O. So it's gonna be a very, very, very tough game. I hope LeBron is going to be back because I think wasn't he supposed to possibly make an appearance in that San Antonio game, or how much longer does he have?
No, my understanding is he's not. He wasn't supposed to make an appearance in San Antonio, and he's not playing tonight. I mean, he'll be there, but he's not going to play. At least that was my understanding.
Oh, okay. I thought he was coming back sooner than we were expecting. Okay, well then either way, all I'm saying is it's going to be emotional, and I don't know. Lakers better tough it out and get this win because it's going to be a crazy game tonight.
Yeah. I would love for him to play, but then again, the way that we've been playing, I would rather him not play if we're gonna go out there and look a hot mess, and then Alex Caruso and then beat us. That's gonna be too much. I don't want it. That's all I got for tonight. That's all I got. All right, Chris, can you take us into the post up on this Monday?
Yes. On this fine Monday, it's time for a post up with your boy Chris. We got some fun ones today. I'm actually excited. We have a lot of fun ones today from top to bottom. I'm really excited to go through all of them. And this first one was one of my favorite moments. I actually watched this game, and it was against the same Chicago Bulls. I think maybe that was the reason why I was watching it. But Steph Curry put on a clinic against the same players we were just talking about, Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso, because he went off against the Bulls in that game, so much so that he had probably one of the craziest Steph Curry moments of all time for Steph Curry. And we know we've seen him do the shoot the ball and then turn it at his at the bench or whatever before the ball goes, and we've seen him do that many times. But something about this one was just different. And I got to show you the highlight. It's slow mode right at the right point. But this was crazy. This was a dope moment from Steph Curry. Talking to the fan. He's like, boo. He's like, boo you, son.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, he's cheering for my bad. I'm so old school that when I see away jerseys, I think that they're away, but I forget in today's NBA, you wearing whatever you want, and it's their floor. But, yeah, that was a dope moment, man. That point, the thing went in. That thing's crazy. But like, the video itself was dope, but when you see it in a still like this right here, like this tweet, that just hits different. You see my man Juan Toscano in the back, hyped up in the Y formation. Those three Bulls fans, Bulls players, Lonzo, DeMar, and Cook, all thinking that there's going to be a rebound there, and Steph Curry already ready to play defense. Like, this entire thing, this is an art piece. Look out for the NFT, people. I'm telling you, this is going to be a whole entire thing. That was a crazy moment, and Steph Curry went off in that game. So, yeah, man, that was a cool moment. Steph Curry, MVP right now. I'm telling you, 2 losses for the Warriors, number 1 in the league, having crazy games. He's MVP right now, man.
I got nothing to say except for I agree this weekend. Boo this. Boo. That's all I have to say.
Where's my man Warriors? Where's my man Warriors fan in there? I'm waiting.
He's got to be in there somewhere. He's got to be in there somewhere.
Something. Yeah, he'll come up. But yeah, tough times. I'm sorry. As a Knicks fan, I needed the Bulls to lose that one, so I understand y'all hate, but I need the Bulls to lose. But moving off of that, we got some LUKA love. Now, again, I feel like I messed all these things up because I'm going to show you this clip, and I know what you're initially supposed to be looking for. But my brain works different, and that's not what I initially saw. I saw something completely different. But before I tell you what I saw, I'm going to show you this clip of this girl who was just could not believe that she was touching Luka Doncic, Don Luka, and she was there. She was gushing and simping when she saw that she was touching Luka Doncic's hand. But I just want you guys to look closely and see if you see something else, because something else caught my eye and made me laugh. But here's the clip. Look at her. Okay, right? So that happened, right? All I saw was my dude in the chain feeling the exact same way. I saw a dude, he's like, oh my God, Luka. Oh, shoot, look at the shoulder. Look at him. That's all I saw. So when I saw this clip initially, because I saw it on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and people talk about, like, that girl want Luka. I'm like, what girl? All I see is this dude Look at him. I don't know. Like I said, I ruined these moments, but yeah, she's definitely looking at her. It's like, oh gosh. But yeah, man, I saw something else, but I thought it was funny. Regardless, I don't know. But I'll wait to see what the chat has to say about that. But I have my next one. This next one, I want to know who you guys think won this battle of wits, this battle of memes, this battle of trolls. We've seen Cleveland come under fire with players in the past, especially Joakim Noah with the famous what's there to do in Cleveland lines. That was a whole thing. That's funny, haha. But now Kyle Kuzma was one of the more recent guys to get attacked by the Cleveland fans. Now Cleveland started it. Kyle Kuzma, I thought, finished it. But then I have some notes to show you. But apparently during the game, Cleveland fans who are still there rocking LeBron James and whatnot were we're throwing up signs, not gang signs, but actual physical paper poster signs saying different things like, LeBron made you and you were nothing without LeBron, da-da-da-da-da. And, well, that kind of backfired on the Cavaliers, who have been playing really great. I got nothing hateful to say about Cavs so far because they've been playing great. But they backfired on them because Kyle Kuzma went off and made some clutch buckets against them for the Wizards to stay up top the East and a win there. But Kyle Kuzma, he told us the reasoning behind why he played so well in that game in this interview. So, Kuz? From
our vantage point, we couldn't hear.
Yeah, that was to them. Yeah, that was to them. Yeah, they had a sign. They had a sign up that said, LeBron won Kuzma his ring. And, I said, without LeBron, Cleveland wouldn't be shit. So, they chose violence, and I just kept going. So, yeah, guys, appreciate it.
Cool.
So y'all know,
they didn't touch your
not violence, but they were just talking too much.
It's a phrase. The media.
Yeah, come on.
You are gonna attack them, or are you gonna fight them? No, it's a. Come on now. But anyways, y'all know I'm not big on Kuz and all that. But this one I thought that was cool because that's where I thought it ended. I was like, yeah, Kuz, because he backed it up with this game. That's all I care about. Like, if you gonna talk that talk and you gonna walk the walk, I ain't gonna hate on you because he backed it up and he was the reason why the Wizards sealed that deal. But Cleveland got the last laugh because obviously, these sports channels and local channels are going to show the highlights and show what he said. And they had a fun little little quote there under Kyle Kuzma saying, Kyle Kuzma won an NBA championship thanks to LeBron James. Can't help you there, Kuz, because it's kind of true because you didn't help as much in that final run. But whatever, it's all good. It's all good. Jackie, I know it's LeBron James talk. I heard you agreeing with Kyle Kuzma there a little bit. Do you think Kuz was wrong for getting at those fans for saying what they said, and do you think Cleveland was wrong for responding? Like, what's your thoughts on this entire thing? Being that LeBron James is,
I think they're both right. I think they're both right. I think that Cleveland didn't lie. I think he did it the right way. He handled that. He took that as motivation to go out there and do his thing. And then when they was like, okay, you did that, that's good, but we still get to do this lower third, and we still said what we said. I think everybody's right. No lies have been detected from either side. I'm okay with all of this.
So as long as respect goes to LeBron James, then we are all good over here. Yeah, Cleveland got the. I mean, they got the last ha he with the meme, but at the end of the day, I mean, Kuz and the Wizards won that game. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna give that one to Kuz still. But yeah, it was funny moment. So from there we go to your hometown of Denver, Colorado, where they are still ready for the coming game between the Nuggets and the Heat. Whenever that game is, I still don't know when it is on the calendar, but when it comes, everyone is waiting and ready. So much so that this man rented a whole advertisement on his truck to let the people know that when it comes, it's going to be intense, because he put this sign, and on the other side is funny. It's just Nikola Jokic is celebrating. I can't see the quote, but on the back it says, "It's fun until Jokic's brothers are waiting for you in the dressing room." So you can see there, they got the buff one right in the center, tatted up, looking at the scoreboard. Like, they make Jokic look like he looked like the little brother for real. And Jokic a whole MVP in the NBA. And look at these dudes right here. So yeah, Denver's ready. I'm telling you, this Nuggets Heat game is going to be box office. It better be nationally televised. Ain't nothing gonna happen, but there's gonna be tempers during the game for sure. But ain't gonna end up in anything else happening. But I'm telling you, it's going to be fun, and I still don't know when it's gonna happen. Chat, help us out. Let me know the date when that game's gonna be, so I'll be ready for it if they don't put it nationally televised. But I thought that was funny how they had the billboard ready to go. Something else that's kind of funny, and I gotta make sure I word this correctly because of who we're talking about. And if you guys know anything about this man on Twitter, I'm talking about Mr. Hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly, Mr. O.J. Simpson. He is out in the prowl. He was out there living his best life. As you know, he has been shacked up in Vegas since he's been released from prison, and he's been, to be real with you, he's been pretty quiet since he came out, which is probably the right move. You need to stay quiet. Until now, I don't know if he just can't. He just needs the attention, and he's like, as the caption says, OJ might be really down bad, but he was in the club or a bar or wherever this may have been, and he was feeling himself. He knew he was being videotaped because the light was on, and he didn't care. And my man, I'm just gonna let y'all watch the series of events. Here's the video. Nah, good look, man. This dude, the dude is a menace. Like, who's his caretaker that said, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, go have some fun tonight, OJ. Yeah, go hit a club. Go to a bar. Nothing wrong could possibly go wrong. And my man went and found the first blonde. Like, come on, bruh. Like, and then on top of that, acting the way you act, look at Leo with the top-notch sleeves. My man is puckered and all. Look at the full pucker. And look at her face, too. Like, this one this is how many... You know what? I'm gonna keep those comments to myself. But this is not great. Wait till the end. I'm telling you, this whole thing. I got nothing else to add to this, Jackie. Do you have anything that you want to add about O.J. Simpson being on the loose? The juice was loose again, and we never should be saying that no more because he need to stay in his little bungalow or at his little golf course. That's what your day-to-day should be back and forth. Don't go out anywhere else because you get it's not smart. But anyways, Jackie, you have anything you want to add to that?
I mean, the man is nothing if not consistent. I don't know what else to say. I that's all I got.
Bingo.
I don't know.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. I was having a hard time finding a way to say it, and that right there, that is the best that we're gonna get right there. So on that note, we gonna wrap up post up, and we gonna pivot over to what we not gonna do. Jackie Ray, what we not gonna do?
Whew, that's a way to go into what we're not going to do. That is definitely a way. Lord, help us, Lord. All right, let's get into this one because I never had respect for OJ, so it's not like I'm gonna lose respect all of a sudden. But I did at one point have an immense amount of respect for Aaron Rodgers, and I think that's just the time we live in right now. This COVID situation, the previous administration has just kind of let us see people for who they really are. And we're just learning things that we didn't know. And I am mortified by the way, not only Aaron Rodgers is handling this, but the league as well. Because Chris told us last week about how, let me just rewind. I don't know if you guys remember last year, I was all up in arms because the league, it might've been the year before, but the league, charged Odell $14,000 because his uniform, like when he would run, it would show his knees. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was this huge thing, but he was like, damn, it wasn't like when I'm standing straight, it's cool. But when I'm moving, then it shows my knees. So I was watching the games yesterday, and I was all pissed off because the Titans game, which I'm glad we didn't talk about that because, that was embarrassing. But the Titans kicker, he was wearing full-on capri biker shorts. Like part of his thigh and his knee was showing. Nobody said anything about that. I saw another player, I believe it was the Cowboys. It might have been the Cowboys. I don't remember. But there's another player, same thing. They're running back. All his knees were showing, didn't say anything. And then we got CeeDee Lamb that was charged $20,000 for his jersey being untucked, while Aaron Rodgers was charged $14,000 for violating COVID protocols. Your shirt being untucked isn't going to hurt nobody. Those COVID protocols, that could potentially hurt somebody. That's weird to me. And so then the league, obviously it wasn't just us that said anything. The league came out with this whole thing about, CeeDee Lamb, this was his third time us telling him about this, his dress code. That's why we find him so much. Okay, you don't say. Now, let me just make sure y'all know. If you are fully vaccinated, when you do your post game, you do not have to wear a mask, which is kind of snitching. It's dry snitching. That's how you know who's not vaccinated, if they're wearing a mask, or maybe they just want to be super cautious. But if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. So let me show you a couple pictures. Let me show you a couple pictures. I'm gonna show you 3 pictures. This is, oops, that's the wrong one, but y'all see it. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's week 1 of his post game interview, right? So let me go. The next one, next week 2. I think the final one I have is like week 7. So he's never really worn a mask. So this to me says the league couldn't have possibly checked to know if he was fully vaccinated or not. Because if you knew, for otherwise you just listen to that whole I've been immunized thing. You're like, okay, he says he's been immunized. He must have meant vaccinated. It's fine. But technically, he should have been fined from week 1 because he was doing these post games without a mask. So now that we know that he's not vaccinated, now the league issues a memo. Instead of increasing his fine or like retroactively fining him, which they should have, because they should have been like, hold up, you didn't just violate protocol, you've been violating protocol. So instead of them saying, hey, you know what, we're going to retroactively fine you, which they should do, because it's more than 3 offenses that he had with doing these post games without his mask. They send out a league-wide memo to everybody in the league. So I'm going to show you the memo. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but this is the league-wide memo that everyone received. It says clubs are reminded that any individual who is not fully vaccinated is required to wear a mask at all times when inside the club facility. This includes while giving media interviews or participating in media briefings conducted indoors, either at the club facility or at the stadium on game day. Individuals who are not fully vaccinated may conduct media interviews outdoors or in a practice bubble without wearing a mask, provided that physical distancing is maintained at all times. Y'all sent out this whole league-wide memo because Aaron Rodgers has been violating protocol this whole time. But you didn't double down on a fine to him. So you send out this memo, and Aaron Rodgers like, oh, say less, fam, so take a look at this. And this is where I have to draw the line and say I've got zero respect for this man, because instead of him saying, you know what, let me go ahead and put on this mask, Aaron Rodgers is going to do presser. So if you saw his presser the other day where he was talking about, I got emotional and I was a little teary-eyed, it was good to be back. He did that from via Zoom, because he doesn't want to wear a mask. Is it that hard? Is it that hard to just throw a mask on for 15, 20 minutes to do this presser? We all know you ain't vaccinated now, but you just so adamantly against the rules that now you got to do this from home. What we're not going to do is keep giving Aaron Rodgers this special treatment. He's been violating protocols. You guys fined him for violating one. You need to retroactively fine him, because while he was out here lying, talking about, oh, I've been immunized, y'all was dumb enough to not check to see if he was actually vaccinated. He's been violating protocols this whole time. He needs another $14,000 fine. But I am sick of this special treatment that Aaron Rodgers is getting. It's grotesque to me. I don't like it. And I've been pulling for him this whole time. I don't like it. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. My thing was, because I didn't think anything of it until they finally find him. I'm like, wait, why all of a sudden now? He's never been wearing his mask. Mm-hmm. And that tells you right there that they haven't been checking, or they just took his word in that one interview when he said he was immunized. NFL said, okay, that counts. Yep, that's it. So, yeah, definitely has been getting special treatment for sure. Yeah, and you know what? Yes, I do have a bit of a beef with Aaron Rodgers. I understand, you're weighing, liking for the player. I get that. But to me, this is, again, NFL. This is an NFL thing more than Aaron Rodgers. Right now, we're just seeing Aaron Rodgers for who he truly is, and that is destroying his character as he goes on by saying these things and choosing Zoom and da-da-da-da. But this further just shows how much the NFL cares too much about players genuinely showing emotion after making a big play. Cannot believe they gave Cam Newton that flag after his first game back, after missing weeks, knowing what was going to happen, being emotional. And I respect Cam. I'm so sorry to turn this way, but that really pissed me off. I respect Cam Newton for not even looking at it, not even reacting to it, and going right back to the bench. I was hyped up about it. You heard me. Give me my yards. We'll be fine. So I just want to say that. But the league is more concerned about those kind of moments, those kind of silly plays. But when it comes to things that actually have to do with people's lives, have to do with the organizations and you know, the well-being of others, the media members, the people that are in those rooms, they're being lazy about it because that's your former MVP. That's an NFL thing. Now, mind you, yes, we do need to point the finger at Aaron Rodgers too. I get that, but to me, this just shows like this league is just time after time, mistake after mistake, and nothing's happening. So it's just another crazy occurrence right here, and I don't know. It's just
I'm definitely pointing the finger at both Aaron Rodgers and the NFL. This is a level of entitlement that I think is gross, and the NFL is allowing it. But what we do know for sure, like you said, if all of a sudden Cam got vaccinated so he could improve his chances of getting picked up, if Cam did his post game, if he was unvaccinated and he did his post game via Zoom, they would crucify him.
Kill him.
And we know why. And I'm just tired of this double standard narrative. And the NFL each year becomes harder and harder and harder for me to watch. And this is why.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's all I got to say about that. That's it. It's disappointing. Yeah. It's very disappointing. All right,
best
y'all.
Part, will they change? Nah, they ain't gonna change.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah. But that's all we got for today's show. You guys make sure you stay tuned. We got some more content coming out later today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Follow me at Jackie Ray TV. Follow Chris at CK2K. We will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully Chris explains this properly to wifey. We'll get an update mañana.
You don't see me tomorrow? You know why. It's been fun.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.